some areas of the mine. There might be some leaks that impair vision.
They're
So
1,570.
when it gets to these rooms, it will reason about how much battery needs to go
Right,
back to
so
the
see
endpoint.
how I nearly
All of your
flipping
programs will be
forgot
stored
to bloody upload this video.
Involves a robot that assembles itself.
Oh man,
Structure in
glad
unstructured environments.
yawn. Glad I didn't though.
Robot.
And we've still got an okay amount of time. Right, so I feel I should speak on yesterday, even though technically speaking, probably shouldn't, because yesterday is not part of today, even though it did.
Work in such a complex environment like a nuclear plant.
Basically, the events of
Planning is
yesterday.
key
Oh, bloody hell, man.
to its operation.
Getting
So in the case
interrupted.
of Nectar, for example,
My lord.
you have a human operator who might
Yeah, the events of
identify
yesterday did kind
a
of
specific
bleed
structure
into
that
today, but
the operator wants to build
yeah,
within
considering
the
I
plant.
uploaded the video
Could be
earlier than I
somewhere
normally
like a
would,
structure that connects
might as
rooms.
well, yeah,
And
might
then
as well
you
continue
have
just
then
because
some
it was
planner that
somewhat
tells
eventful.
about how to
So
create this
picking up from
structure, and
yesterday,
then
went to my
the
friend's
process
house
units, all
and
of the span, and
yeah, catch up.
assemble that
Long
structure into
overdue.
the
So went
structure.
round there.
How much more are you using AI within your robotics now?
Now
Your
I was,
work, say,
like I
3, 4,
said, I
5
was
years ago?
dying to go to the
Because obviously
toilet.
the conversation
Eventually got
about
to the
AI
place
is
thinking I'm
getting
gonna
had a
bloody
lot
wet
now.
myself.
But doing something like you're doing, I
Rang
imagine
the
you've been using it
bell,
a lot for a long
nothing. I
time.
could see the
Yeah,
lights were off downstairs as well, so I messaged him like, "Yo, I'm outside,"
A lot of changes
and he
throughout
messaged
the
me back
years.
not too long
But
after.
I
Said, "Oh
would
yeah,
say
just
that
bear with me. I'll be
autonomy
down
is a
shortly."
field
I was waiting
that
nearly
is an
5 minutes,
exception
man.
type of
This
robotics,
guy.
because when
So
we
I didn't actually ask, but I did
go
find out
back
why he took so
to
long.
the
But
early 2000s, we reached amazing
anywho,
milestones. For example, this
jokes. No, I'd already
system
expected
for
this. Like,
the
he'd already given me
agent
the heads up that he
that
was going to
was
be somewhat
developed by NASA.
inebriated
And
because he'd been out.
this agent,
Him and his partner had
in
been out drinking,
1999, in
basically,
fact, basically
with I think one
controlled
of their
the
neighbours or something
phase
like that,
one spacecraft
or a couple of people.
for several minutes,
So
completely
yeah, came in
autonomously,
and
just really
oh my lord.
controlling key features of the
So yeah, he'd
spacecraft, navigation
yeah,
and
saw
other things.
him, big hug,
And
like,
this
yo, long time,
was
how you doing,
millions
and all of
miles
that.
away from Earth.
I'd
So,
barely
this
gotten
was
in
an
the house more
incredible
than 2 or
milestone
3
for AI and
minutes
robotics. And then, of course, there was a lot of
before. In
progress
fact, no,
after
probably
that,
even
thanks to
less.
machine learning,
When
deep learning,
because he's got
and
a bus stop right in
nowadays the
front of his
last
house,
trend is
and
PLAs that
he'd
are
open up the door
visual
and he looked
abstraction
at
models. So, we are getting to the
some of the
point where
people who were
AI
standing by the bus stop. I think
can
he heard them first, and then he
bring
looked out,
actions throughout
and I think they
cities.
caught he
And
caught
and
eyes
I
with
think that
one of the people
perception
there, and he's
is
like,
probably
"Yo, do you
something
wanna come in? Do
that
you wanna
us
come in?"
expressed
It's like,
throughout.
what? And initially they were like, "Well, no, it's all right. We got our buses coming shortly." He's like, "No, listen, come in, man. It's all good. It's all good." This man just invited not one, not two, but 3 random people who were standing at a bus stop. He invited these people into the yard now. And they came in, well, they stepped in and then like, "Oh, no, honestly, we can't stay, we're heading back." And he was like, "No, honestly, man, look, come, do you lot want a drink? Here, come, go grab a drink." And then eventually they stayed, and they were there for a good, like, this was at like, oh my lord, it's coming up to about 11 o'clock. I don't think they left until maybe half 1 or 2, maybe a little bit before. But yeah, they were there for at least a good couple few hours. Just mad. Just literally just invited random people into your house. But it was such a good night. It was literally such a good. It was flipping random. But and I think that all 3 of them were Italian. But it was also it's just weird as well because so all 3 of them had girlfriends, but none of them were Italian. I think one. So the dudes, it was all 3 dudes. The 3 dudes are Italian, but all 3 of their partners were not Italian. I think one of their partners was Polish, another one was Spanish, and one of their partners was Japanese. So, so jokes. So basically, out of 2 of them, So the one whose partner was Spanish, obviously he understands a bit of Spanish. I think he might speak a little bit as well. And the one whose partner is Japanese, he kind of understands and speaks a little tiny bit of Japanese. My friend, who was flipping proper drunk, he was obviously speaking to these lot, and because he knows a bit of Spanish and he's also been learning Japanese as well. Now, because he's so drunk, he's basically been mixing up languages in his head. So when he's trying to communicate in Spanish, he's immediately switched to Japanese. But thing is, he wouldn't be doing it to the dude whose girlfriend was Japanese. He was talking it to the other Italian dude the one whose girlfriend was Polish. Now, this Italian dude, his English was the most limited out of everyone. The other two, I'd say, were very like, super fluent in English. The other one, not so much. He could speak it, and he could kind of get his point across, but it was a bit more challenging, a bit more laboured for him. In terms of both speaking and understanding. Like, frequently throughout the night, he had to be, you know, talking to the other Italian dudes to try and get to, you know, figure out what he's trying to say in English. Yeah, basically, just getting them to translate at certain points. And joke is as well, so that guy there, as we found out later on in the night, I think he'd only met one of the other guys that same night as well. I thought all three of them had been friends for time, like maybe from the same town or whatever. But no, at least two of them only met one another that night, which was jokes. But it was just such a random night, but really, really good people, at least initially. Initial thoughts. One of them, I think, lives back out in Italy, and he's only here temporarily. The other two live here and work here. One works at this pizza place. I'm not going to bait up their places, but one works at a pizza place, the other works at this Italian pasta restaurant. And yeah, connected with them, got their details, and you know, they said to me, but particularly my friend, because you know, he bloody invited them in and he plied them with drinks and all of that. It's like, no, listen, whatever you want, have this, have that. They weren't even gonna drink initially. They're like, no, please, honestly, you don't have to. But yeah, he made them feel right at home, and they basically said, look, listen, if you're ever passing by any of these food establishments, give us a shout. We'll sort you out, you know? So yeah, just all in all, it was a really good vibe. Just good people, man. Good people, and it felt honest, it felt genuine, it felt real, you know? Mad random. And could have turned out horrendously, because he could have invited 3 people into the yard who were looking to rob him and whatever else. But yeah, it was a very random but a very, very good night. And then after they left, because they had to go on their way, then I had like a proper catch up with my friend, and also a little gift as well. Well, I say gifts, plural. Now, I was already aware of this, because it's actually, well, part of the reason why I went round there, because I had to come and collect these things. But so he's learning Japanese. He was out in Japan. I think I did mention he randomly messaged me some time ago saying, yo, like, I'm in this Kit Kat shop. Like, what do you want? And he followed through and he brought back a bunch of things, man. Oh my lord. Black, like me. I don't even know. Listen, this is how you know these stuff are from abroad. Not a lick of English, bruv. Oh my days. Apart from where it says Nestle. Yeah, I don't even know what flavour this is. My Japanese is a bit rusty. Right. Peach. Mad. Look at that. Gold. Hello. I think we can figure out what flavour this is now. it's just mad. The Japanese don't play when it comes to Kit Kats, and my friend was actually telling me the kind of rationale and reasoning behind it, and part of it was just somewhat coincidental. I think it kind of happened at a time when Kit Kat were not doing great or potentially going to go out of business. But I think it's basically, so the name Kit Kat is similar to, I think, a Japanese phrase like kitokato, or something like that, which, what did he say it means? Something like do your best or good job or something like that. So basically the Japanese would get it and give it to people when they'd done a good job or when they'd passed an exam or gotten a job or something like that. I could be remembering this correctly or telling it incorrectly, but it was something along those lines basically. So apparently it took off in Japan, Kit Kat as a brand, and they've just doubled down and gone ham, which I've been aware of out in Asia. I think specifically Japan, that Kit Kat go crazy. Like, they're just the flavors and the varieties and just the brand strength and presence out there is just different compared to anywhere else. But yeah, potentially one of the reasons they've become so huge out there is just purely because of a coincidence with regards to the name and how similar it is to a Japanese phrase, and how it's just become deeply embedded in the culture, you know? Oh shoot, wait, what's the time? Oh shoot. Okay, right, very, very quick. Anyways, so I'd left there in the early hours of the morning. Coming back, it was going all right, but then crucially I fell asleep during a little bit before the stop I was supposed to jump off at. Went too far, had to go back. I decided to take another route. When I got to the main station, had to go to the toilet because I was dying. But then it turned out bloody Sunday. There were no trains running to my ends now, so I had to completely go back partially from where I'd come to and then take a different route. It was long. I didn't get into the yard until probably 6 a.m, maybe even 7. It was proper light out. I did stop by and get a McDonald's breakfast though. But yeah, and I've just spent today partially recovering, but I was a little bit hungover, but nothing crazy. I'm blocked up though. I had to partially finish off the rest of the dinner, which wasn't great. It's never good to take over from what other people are doing. I almost kind of had to try and rescue it, which I somewhat managed to do, but not properly. So yeah, it's been a very low-key one. But anyways, look, I'm going to leave it there. That's day 1570. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 1571.
We'll see you same time.